Greetings and salutations, this is Ivan Dogovich. I'm bringing a video today on how to install OpenXcom Nightlies. I've been asked to put together a tutorial a number of times, and I had a little bit of time to do just a one-off recording, and I thought, why not do this? Let's get it down for posterity, and it may help some folks out there, and that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm going to show you how to install the Nightly version. We'll work through the Nightly, we'll apply the universal patch. We will also work on getting in the XCOM files and the Terror from the Deep files if you have those. We'll also look at where to put your save games if you want to put those in from the original. We'll also go through installing mods. That's another big thing that's been a request. And we're going to work through a few of the really popular and impressive mods out there. We're going to work through just a simple mod. We'll install the improved HandObs mod, which is hand objects that I've created for XCOM UFO Defense or XCOM Enemy Unknown, the original 1994 version. And then we'll work on installing Final Modpack, Area 51, Hard Mode, and then we'll get into some variants that use OpenXcom Extended and Extended Plus, and that'll be the XCOM files and X-PirateZ. So I hope you're looking forward to this. I'll have links in the sidebar here that will allow you to jump to certain sections if you would like to and navigate throughout the video. So let's get started. Good news, everyone. There's new installers out for the Nightlies. SupSuper released a new installer that makes it easier than ever yesterday, which is sort of funny as I had already recorded a whole video on how to install the Nightlies the manual way. So I'll probably leave that in, put that at the end of this video, but let's go ahead and get started by getting to the new Nightly extractors, the executables that will make this so much easier for us. So I've got a Chrome browser open, and I'm just going to go to openxcom.org. Now, openxcom.org is the official website of the OpenXcom project. And you'll actually see the first thing here is the installer added to the Nightlies. And this is pretty cool. It will also probably be used for the same thing for the 2.0 Milestone whenever that comes out. A note of advice here is don't install a Nightly on top of 1.0. You're going to have problems. That's all I'll say about that. If you've already installed 1.0, uninstall it now. We're going to click on downloads because that's where this is at. We've got the Milestone version, which is 2 years old at this point. We've got 2 years of development and bug fixes and all sorts of great things that are added in the Nightlies. So let's click over on the Nightlies tab here. And here we go. We've got different versions of the Nightlies going back. You'll notice some are only zip files. That's the manual version. And like I said, I do have the instructions on how to do the manuals, and they can be a little bit convoluted, but it's not hard as long as you can move files around. If you know how to move files around, or can look up a YouTube video on how to move files around, you'll be able to do this. I am running Windows 10, so anything you see in this video will reflect that. So what I'm going to do is download the executable, because that's the new installer. Alright, so I'm going to go with the latest Nightly. I'm going to click that. It's going to download over here, and it's done. I've got it down here in my bottom bar. I'm going to open it up, and because it's an executable, Windows wants to protect me. Thank you, Windows 10. Click the info and then tell it, even though it's an unknown publisher, you're going to run it anyway. That's just fine. I got my little user account control saying, yes, do you want to open this up? And then in my other window, we actually have the setup pop up. Let me get this over here where I can see it a little bit easier. All right. Setup will guide you through the installation of OpenXcom 1.0 Git, which is the version control system that they're using for the project, and this is 2016 August 28th at 1950 hours. It is recommended that you close all their applications before starting setup. This will make it possible to update relevant system files without having to reboot your computer. Click next to continue. And yeah, I'm not going to close everything. We're just going to go for it. All right, go next. Okay, so here it says, what do you want to install? The data patch. And this is beautiful because this pulls it in for you. It will pull in the original game files and finds those for you. We'll get a chance to indicate where they are, but it'll also automatically find them. If you've got a Steam install or Good Old Games install, even you may have to, if you have unusual install where you've installed it in an unusual location from your old floppy disks or something, you'll have a chance to point to that. Portable installation is pretty nice because it puts everything in one folder. If you wanted to put this on a thumb drive, say, or something else, and do you want to install a desktop shortcut? And I just won't, but I'm going to go ahead and go next here. And here's where it says, where do you want this? I'm going to go ahead and put it in my documents folder over here, and new Nightly install sounds just fine. And it tells me it's going to need a whole 16 megabytes. 16 megs, folks. This is huge. I'm just kidding. It's actually not very huge. Okay, here's where it's asking for our original UFO defense and Terror from the Deep files. Now these are actually Steam, and I've got the Steam version installed. It finds them automatically, like I said, and will also do the Good Old Games, etc. If I wanted to create another start menu shortcut, I could do that here. I don't want to. Click install, go for it. Now this takes a little bit to copy, and you can actually see the details of what it's doing. It started off by extracting the stuff from the Nightly, and now it's copying things over from our original installs, which is pretty cool. So let's actually take a look here. It's got the OpenXcom folder, and this is the actual brand new executable, the license text, the readme files, etc. And here it's pulling in all of the details from UFO defense and the and Terror from the Deep, because I have Terror from the Deep as well. So this actually pulls in both. Now it also is putting in the universal patch at this point, and there we go. It's asking to run OpenXcom. It is something we want to do. We want to run OpenXcom because it will then give us another. It will create the user folder. So run OpenXcom at least once when you finish it. So it's going to launches in my other window over here in all of its original display resolution glory. And there you go. The intro is playing. I'm going to just click to stop it here. It tells us it's 1.0 and get the same build. So there we go. In options is where you do things like change your display resolution, where you can change your audio, and I'll probably turn the music down a little because I don't need it that high, and etc. You can also turn the advanced. You can turn the intro off. Let's do that so we don't have to see that every time. Okay, so that's it. You have already installed the Nightly. It was that simple. I love this. Super, you're amazing. Thank you. This is going to be great. Okay. One thing I do want to cover though, let's just go here. Load game. We don't have any games saved in our user folder, and our original any original games any original save games we can also load in OpenXcom. What? That's crazy, right? Remember that campaign you were playing back in 1997 and you got like to that horrible base defense and couldn't win it? Well, maybe you can go back now and win it, or whatever, right? So you got an old copy of a campaign. We can install those now. So actually, I'll walk you through that process, where to find your save games and how to copy them in. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and use my previous footage, so I'll cut over to that now and look forward to more of this. So what we want to do is we want to copy in our original save games. Now, how do we do that? Well, I'm glad you asked, because there are instructions on how to do that. Okay, so where's the data folder? And the data folder is, we clicked this for the directory locations. So that's right here. Installations, directory locations. So the user folder is where the saved games goes. Mods, save games, and screenshots. So mods and save games are what we're going to be working with from now on out. So we kind of need to know where that user folder is. And it tells us, there's a list of where these are in our directory locations tab. So if you are running Windows and you're an older version, Documents and Settings, User, My Documents, OpenXcom. Or if you're using Windows Vista 7, 8, and 10, because these are all the same. Users, and then the username, and then Documents, and then it creates a folder called OpenXcom. So I've got a folder in Documents called OXCE Nightly, and now there's a new one in here. Let's double check that. It's going to be, if I come back to Documents, there it is, OpenXcom. It's created this, and it's created a config folder, config file. This allows you to tweak all the settings in OpenXcom, and it's given as OpenXcom 1 and 2. And 1 is UFO Defense, and 2 is Terror from the Deep. Mods is where we're going to put all of our mods. So that's awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead. We've got Terror from the Deep open already. So we're going to copy in all of the all of those saved game folders. So here we are, Terror from the Deep. We've got game 1 through 10, and the lovely thing about OpenXcom is you can have infinite save games. You're not just stuck to 10 like the original game. That's one of the really cool things. Okay, so that's there, and while we're at it, let's go ahead and pull in save games from UFO Defense. Since we're here, XCOM, game 1 through 10, over here, put that in OpenXcom 1. Okay, drop that in there. Now, we're going to go back in and fire up our OpenXcom again in the Nightly. There's our executable. And let's just see if we can pull in a save game. Okay, so here we go. That's the intro. You can also tell the game not to play the intro every time as part of the settings. Okay, so let's load a game here. UFO Defense. Let's try our original XCOM. Now, I've loaded those folders in, but I don't have any original games. So that won't work for us, per se. Let's do this here, though. Let's change our master. So right now, when we go to mods, we've got XCOM Enemy Unknown and UFO Defense. Because we have Terror from the Deep installed as well, it gives us this option. So now we're going to Terror from the Deep. We're going to go, okay. It'll reload. And we will see that anytime you change a mod, it'll do a slight reloading screen, so it reloads the assets. Okay, so here we are, OpenXcom, and we've got the Terror from the Deep music in the background, which is awesome. And if I go to load game, I don't have any save games in here on this fresh install, but with my original, here we go. And some of you, if you've been around with me for a long time, my original YouTube series was a Let's Play of Terror from the Deep, and you will recognize some of these. Maybe Barrett was one of our awesome soldiers, and these are episodes from when we were recording. And if I open up Barrett 1, here we are in our geoscape with bases, etc. When Rendog Prime, Burgo Main, Marbazier Deep, Meridian East, and Mugdog South. And we were pretty far along in this campaign. I think we were close to finishing it at this point. Yep, August of the first year. So there we are. The game is working. It's loaded up. We've got everything we need to, and this won't be a tutorial on how to play OpenXcom. This is a tutorial on how to install. So we are good to go. We've actually installed the game so far, and we have loaded saved games. We've launched Terror from the Deep and launched an original save game. So at this point, what I want to do is I want to install some mods. So the first one, we're going to just do a simple graphics mod, which is going to give us better HandObs. So let me do this. Let me go to Documents, and go to my OpenXcom folder. I'm going to open up my user folder in the other side here. I'm going to have mods. Okay, so there's a couple places to get mods. First of all, if we go back to openxcom.org, there is a couple more links here on the right. We went to downloads, we got nightlies and extras. Now we've got mods, which leads us to an actual new location. Let me expand this all the way here. Are you all the way up? Probably not. I want to get the bottom bar in because I like to hover over and it shows you where we're going to. So that says over in the lower left there, openxcom.com. There's a difference between openxcom.org and openxcom.com. Openxcom.com is the mod repository site. Having said that, the forum is a huge and valuable tool. Most of the active modders that are working today with OpenXcom do their work on the forum, and some of them post to the mod site and some don't. I'm going to go ahead and open the mod site and open the forum. I'm using my middle click. You could right click and open a new tab or just browse right there. So the mod site, let's just talk about this. It's a great site. It has a ton of great mods here. I will say this, it can be a little fiddly. Sometimes it doesn't work real well. For modders, sometimes they have problems uploading, especially if they have previous copies of a mod up. Sometimes the site's not responsive, etc. So a lot of modders have gone to keeping their mods available through the forum, either links that go out to another location, to Drive or somewhere else, and some don't. So I'm just going to go, let's do this here. I'm going to go with the improved HandObs mod. Improved HandObs. There we go. Improved Hand Objects by Ivan Dogovich. This is a pretty cool. It says it's going. This is a pretty cool little mod I made that basically, with UFO defense, everything that I don't know. There's a list of items in there here. The original game didn't have graphics for these, like the med kit, the motion scanner, and the mind probe. So it just used the simple little gray hand grenade object for those, and I just thought that was ridiculous. I was spoiled from Terror from the Deep, which had assets for all of those, and so I created hand objects for each of those. However, this is the thing, and if you're downloading a mod here, you got this nice big fat juicy download button in the upper right. You can also scroll down and see the various file versions, and you can see this one here is the one created for nightlies. It was created after the nightly structure changed. So I'm just going to download this. All the mods too will usually come with instructions on how to install them. Now, frankly, it's usually just as easy as unzipping them into your nightly folder. So here we go. Drag and drop the HandObs folder from the zip into your user directory mods folder, and that's what we have open in the other one. Go to OpenXcom, options, select mods, and there activate improve HandObs. So there we go. That's the installations. They'll either have a README, an FAQ, or something available that will have these instructions. They're almost all identical, so it's super easy. Okay, so I forgot to open that. Come over here, open this guy. Good. All right, minimize Chrome for a second here. We've got this open. This is my zip folder. This hasn't been extracted yet, so I'm going to browse into it. And here we actually have the mod folder itself. So I'm going to drag this one in there. The important thing to note about these things is right under the top level, you need to have the rules sit right here, the rule file, and the resources available under the top level under mods. Sometimes there'll be a folder called rule set, rule set, yeah, with no S. I mess with that all the time. Okay, rule set, and then if it's got there, that will work. If we had just pulled in the top one, it may not have worked. So we want to get down into there. These are the same installation information from the previous that we saw on the previous site. Anyhow, this is there. So what we want to do is we want to launch OpenXcom again and see if we can get the improved HandObs mod to work. So I'm going to set the master back to UFO defense and activate the HandObs mod. Okay, go away. All right, so I want to go to options, and I'm going to go to mods. I want to go change my master back to UFO defense. Now there's improved HandObs. I'm going to click yes for this. There are a number of other mods that come out of the box with UFO defense, and these are all right here. I won't go into what these do. There's available out on the site if you're interested. Okay, so we've got that, and it's going to reload, and now that mod will be active. Let's just fire up a new battle really quick. Yeah, let's fire up a new battle. We've got a small scout, large scout here. Let's do the equip the craft here. Let's put some of the things on these guys here, actually. Equipment, and right, we've got some stuff loaded. Okay, can I do that from here? No, I can't. Okay, we'll have to do that when we load. Okay, so we've got a guy here. This is one that didn't have a HandOb. This didn't have one either. Let's see here. Let's give him, put some stuff in his hand here. And the mind probe, the ever-present mind probe, the proxy grenade. Okay, that's probably good. So let's take a look at these guys here. If we walk him out, hopefully we don't meet death on the ramp. You'll see he's carrying the HE pack and the rocket. So that's showing us the mod is working. He walks out, you can see motion scanner and ammo, etc. So this mod is working. I love this mind probe. It looks great too. Okay, so that is all good to go. There we are, and that one's running. Okay, so at this point we've done the install of a simple mod. Now let's go to something a little more complex. Let's go to install the final mod pack. All right, let's search final mod pack and find out about this. Now, the good thing about there's final mod pack by Solarius Scorch, and the good thing about this is when you look at a mod, it will also have a forum link, so it will take you directly to where that stuff is being worked on in the forum. Final Mod Pack, just a quick intro to Final Mod Pack. It's a collection, a mega mod, a collection of about 70 mods from various authors, merged and balanced together. Adds a ton of content, makes the game longer and more varied. It is a good one. A number of people have done some recordings of it. Meridian has done a great one too. So basically I'm going to open up the forum link as well. I would do this with any of the mods that you want to download, because often you will find that they may not have updated this recently and you want to find out what's going on by looking at the forum. So I've opened the forum link, and this is the final mod pack. Here we go. This says that the newest version is here. It requires the July 30th nightly or later, which is what we have. So we're looking at Modpack 1.9.3 Bravo, and just verify that that's what we're going to download if we download it here from the mod site. Check this with every mod. It is worth it, because you don't want to get a stale copy and run into bugs that have already been fixed. So these are the same we could download from here, and we'll go ahead and do that. Well, with some of our other mods, we'll have to download from the links in the forum site. So we've got the final mod pack, and that is opening. Okay, I'm going to just go back here and let's see what it says to us about installing. Let's see. So these are the credits and special thanks, changelog. Do we have an installation in here? README. How do I install this mod? Open your user folder, and these are the same things. This is a little different. He's got a My Games OpenXcom. Copy entire FMP folder into the mods folder and enable it from the game options. We've already seen that once, so this should be pretty easy. Okay, so we got the final mod pack, and here, let's just double check, look in it. Okay, that's everything we need there. So let's go back up and grab this folder. And I don't want to copy it to my improved HandObs mod. I want to copy it into the mods folder. So come back, put it in the mods folder, and it's copying. This one has a lot of resources. I'll tell you that the final mod pack has great expansions to terrain. Almost all the mods that I'm going to show you also have a lot of improved and expanded terrain, which makes the battles more interesting and varied. So that's a lot of fun. All right, get some more coffee here to let this copy in. So this mod has more weapons, more enemies, different variants of ships, more fighters. It's a pretty cool setup. It's even got some different armors for your soldiers. So once that is ready to go, we're just gonna launch our OpenXcom again. Let's see, that guy there. We done copying yet? Did you copy? Are you done? Not quite done. Pull this back up. Okay, now it's finished. Final mod pack is here. There's a README if you want to read it. It tells us basically everything that's on the mod site. So that's good. And there's actually a tech tree if you are stuck with that. There's some resources in there. Check what's in the mod folders. So that's good. So rule set, but let's go ahead and fire up OpenXcom again, and we will launch this. Options, mods. Now we are at the right master. Final mod pack. Quick word about installing, about the order of things. These are important here, and this is something I wanted to cover as well. The mods in the mod folder end up at the bottom of this list. Mods might do changes to the same objects or assets. So order is important. The very last one applied is the one that applies. Okay, so HandObs, improved HandObs. I know that Solarius actually incorporated that into Final Mod Pack, and because of that, I could just say no. Turn that one off, don't use it, only use Final Mod Pack. But if I don't know if those assets are used or not, if I put Final Mod Pack on the bottom, his assets will overwrite the stuff from improved HandObs. So basically, you want to stack the things with the most important ones on the bottom. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay, anyway, we've got that. We've got them both selected. We turn that on, and then it reloads again, and will launch us into a new game of a new session of OpenXcom with the Final Mod Pack. Okay, so here we are. You can't really tell from here, but if we do a new battle and we equip the craft and we equip our Sky Ranger, we can see that there's a whole bunch more new stuff that wasn't part of the original game. Already we can see plasma blades and swords and all sorts of crazy good stuff. So this mind-guided missile, there you go. So that's just a quick one. We know it's working. I'm not going to fire up a new game of OpenXcom with Final Mod Pack, but there it is. It's simple install. Just copy that over, turn it on, and go. Okay, let's go and get another awesome mod. This one's called Area 51. Area 51, and this is by HandObs. Now, HandObs is an amazing member of the OpenXcom community, of the XCOM community at large. He's been around a long time. He's a great fan and a great contributor to the community. HandObs has written a fan fiction novel about XCOM, He's done a number of things with all the variants of XCOM, but one of the big things he was involved with OpenXcom is working with terrain packs, making new maps and pulling in maps from other games. UFO 2000, some of the early games. Great guy. So he's a master at that, but he has been working on recently it's a mod that he called UFO Redux, and now he's renamed it to Area 51. It's an expansion to the original game that requires at least, this one tells us, August 14th nightly. And then he's actually got an alternate download link if this one isn't working, and that's kind of the same reason why we want to look at the forum. So here we go. He's got a forum, his own area for the forum, introduction and download. You can find the same thing here. This is the mod site download and the alternate download links. Check those out for each of those. And there's all the information that you could want is available in the forums. So check those out. We'll go ahead and let's go ahead and download this from the alternate download link. This is going to ask us to do a Dropbox, and it just fired right up and copied right there. I can see it in my lower right. Let's just open this Area 51. And if we go in here, and if I open up this README, just place Area 51 in the, this is document settings, but we know with some versions of Windows this is a little different here. So in the OpenXcom mods folder, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to grab this folder above Area 51. We're going to copy that into our mods folder, and it's simple as letting those assets copy over. Lots of great maps, lots of great items, new enemies. This mod is also still in development. There's some cool extra missions on this, and actually I'll put a teaser in here. HandObs is working on a new project that's stalled this one a little maybe, but he's working on a mod to make a playable Terminator universe. Terminators flying around, and you gotta deal with those. They're hunter killers out there on a geoscape and stuff. So anyway, that's some exciting fun stuff. We'll see how that one turns out. But if HandObs is putting his efforts into it, pretty much everything he does is very well done. So in my mods now, Area 51 will be here, and this is simple, just like the others. I'm gonna close this folder down now. Come back to our install under OXCE Nightly. Open up OpenXcom. Once it launches, we're going to go to Options and Mods. Options, Mods. Our master is enemy unknown. We're going to come here, Area 51. We'll turn that on and turn off Final Modpack. They're not compatible, so just make sure. And yes, Area 51 also includes the HandObs mod, but we'll just leave it on there. Okay, it'll launch, and does its relaunch here, and we've launched into Area 51. Alright, there you go. XCOM Area 51. There it is. Okay. Alright, the next mod we're going to go for is Hard Mode mod. Hard Mode Expansion by Hellraiser. So Hellraiser is a member of the community that has put together this torture device, masochistic mod. I'm teasing. Actually, I would say this is a very interesting mod. Hellraiser is a very meticulous modder, and it's a high quality mod. He does a great job checking maps for any broken holes. He does a great job with balance, and his mods are very well put together. I will say this is not for the faint of heart. If you have played XCOM and beat it multiple times and you want a serious challenge, this is the mod for you. It intends to make the gameplay more challenging and deals with most of the various vanilla version flaws, etc. It's aimed at experienced XCOM players who know the game well and are not afraid of a difficulty higher than superhuman. So here's the deal. Challenge is out there right now. Hellraiser has been looking for somebody to do a Let's Play of this for years. There it is. There's a challenge. Challenge you to go ahead and do this, stream it, or do a Let's Play of it. See how that rolls for you. And see if you can beat the game. I would not recommend Iron Man. Just say it. Okay, so let's look here. I'm going to go to the forum link again. And let's look at the download versions, because I always want to check those here down at the bottom. So he's got one he put up a little while ago in July 23rd. That's okay. Here we go. 99 2B, and that's 99 2B. Okay, so we can download it from here. Let's just see what Hellraiser said. He's got all this documentation he's working on, and GitHub too. GitHub is a great repository, and if you want to help, you can talk to him if you'd like to. This is a well done mod. Again, the installation of these mods is so simple. Just copy into the mods folder and go. So I'm gonna double check this here. Just make sure we don't have any extra hidden layers. We don't. He's actually got a tech tree in here as well. Pull this over while assets copy, readmes, install, credit, changelog. If you are upgrading between versions of mods, you want to check the changelog to see the stuff that's changed on it. Great mod here. Too easy. I'll close my zip folder again here. Open up OpenXcom. Got the nightly running here from August 20th. One thing while you're... Okay, we want to go to options, mods. We want to enable the hard mode expansion, turn off Area 51, and then we launch. And it will restart, and it will be in a new session. Here we go, OpenXcom Hard Mode Expansion by Hellraiser. So there you are. This is a game, again, not for the faint of heart, but pretty amazing. Okay, so we have covered installing Final Modpack, Area 51, and Hard Mode. We're going to now move into doing some variants. OpenXcom Extended and Extended Plus. OpenXcom Extended. There we go. It's the red icon. Yanks is a great developer who has done a lot of work making OpenXcom more extensible, meaning that he's allowed a lot more values to be affected by modders and other things. For example, changing different types of damage, allowing more than 2 weapons on an aircraft, and allowing a lot more things to be defined. So OpenXcom Extended is basically another branch of the engine, and it is something that allows a lot of flexibility for modders. A couple really awesome mods are built using a branch of that that Meridian has actually developed off of Extended, called Extended Plus, and we're going to get to those in a minute. But we're just going to install OpenXcom Extended right now, just to show you how that works. Okay, on the OpenXcom Extended page, we see that it is version 3.2. It says it needs nightly from January 2nd of 2016. On our downloads page in the nightly, we don't have that one available. So what we'll have to do is go to the forum site and download the data file that Yanks has available on forum site. So let's go over there. We're going to click the forum link for this here. I'm going to open it in a new tab, and on his first post to his thread here, he tells us again what's needed, and these are all the change logs, all the things that are going on with the mod. You can read those in more in depth, but here's what we need. We need the data 3.1 zip, so I'm going to download that, and we'll also need that 3.2 download. So here is 2 locations to get it. We can get it at the mod site that we were just looking at, or a media fire. Let's just go ahead and pull that down from there. Sometimes the mod site can be a little funny, so again, you can pull these down at different locations if you are desirous to do that. Oh, check that out. Got a bunch of different things. Okay, so we want the most recent one. All right, so we're gonna grab the 3.2 download right here. I'm not gonna grab the ELF because that is for Linux. Download that guy here. Preparing to download him. Let's download him. There it is. And we will expand it once it's downloaded. We need to do one other thing. We're going to need to get to the original game locations. There's more information that'll be linked off on how to find those. That's part of our manual installs, and this is going to require that. So I'm going to actually just browse over to my Steam folder. I'm going to go to C Program Files 86 and Steam Apps, and then I'm also going to go to Common, and then I'm going to go to XCOM UFO Defense. There we go. So that is my UFO Defense folder where I've got it installed. Okay, so first off, let's get the data folder copied in there. That's our data 3.1 zip. He's copied over here now. All right, that copied over. We're going to need to pull in our original files. So from the XCOM folder here, we are going to grab everything from geograph down to units, minus the 2 EXEs, and then we're going to copy those into the UFO folder. All right, that's going. Then we're going to copy in actually the executable, the latest executable from OpenXcom Extended. There we go. Got this one up, and let me select those 2, copy them in. It's going to take a second. Now that's open, and the one other thing I'm going to do, just to be sure, never hurts to be sure, is I'm going to copy in the universal patch files again. Universal patch files. These are available through the downloads, and I'm going to copy them to the UFO Defense, into the UFO folder in my OpenXcom Extended. Universal patch file tells me that there's some in here that are already have the same names, which is exactly true because that's what they're there to do. Patch broken things that were from the original game, maps and things like that. A quick note about where to find the universal patch. It's on the downloads page in openxcom.org underneath extras, OpenXcom Universal Patch. There you go. That's included in our Windows installer if you're installing the Nightly, but if you have to install manually like we just did for OpenXcom Extended, this is where you get that patch. Now, once we've got everything downloaded, let's go ahead and kick off OpenXcom Extended here and see if it runs. Hey, looking good. 3.2 Extended is firing up here. There you have it, OpenXcom 3.2 Extended, and it says so right there. Okay, now we're going to get a couple mods that rely on OpenXcom Extended Plus. The good news is you don't have to download OpenXcom Extended Plus because these mods bundle it within them. So we're going to go for the XCOM files. XCOM files. You'll see when we typed in XCOM files, we didn't find anything. So let's go over to the forum and look for XCOM files. XCOM files. Now, we could also look in modding and experiments, but we should be able to find this here. XCOM files released alpha. So here is where it's located. Let's see, XCOM files released 2.4 alpha, and Solarius Scorch is also the author of this mod, he's also been the curator for the final Modpack. Got a lot of experience and doing a really great thing. Now the cool thing about this mod is it kind of takes a whole new take on XCOM, and it's also a bit like the X-Files, if you catch my drift. Basically a whole brand new early game that's amazing. So here's where he's got it. He doesn't have this up on the mod site. He's got it linked out at a MediaFire download. So I'm going to go ahead and fire that up, and I'm going to download it. Now, downloading this and installing it is pretty simple. There's one thing we want to do with our files, though. I want to rename that OpenXcom folder in my documents library. The reason is this mod will have its own set of user folders for the mod itself. So that's the mod there. Let's get my documents folder open. Okay, I'm going to come back up from OpenXcom Extended, and here we have our OpenXcom folder that was created when we first launched the Nightly. And I'm just going to say archive user. So that's the user folder, but we're not going to be using this while we run our new OpenXcom files. So I'm just going to drag this into my documents folder and let it copy. It's got 38 megs while it's zipped, and so it's going to take just a minute or two to unzip. So while that is unzipping, we can take a look here. If you're interested in this, the change log is right here, and Solarius talks about things that are going on with the mod itself. The other thing we find out is for Meridian right here, this mod requires OpenXcom Extended, and he's got a thread on the forums too. Let me just let you know, the forum is an amazingly informative place, and people love to help you out. If you got any problems, just pop in the forum, ask a question, and you'll get amazing help from there. So let's just open this one up too. This is Meridian's resources, and this is the actual current build of the executable that he runs. So he's got one for he's got source code if you want to build your own. He's got the executable for Windows and also for Linux, and he has this build that he's built specifically for X-PirateZ, but XCOM Files also uses the same one. Now, Meridian may release new builds of his executable before new versions of the mod are released. And for example, the latest version of his executable adds support for heat vision and psi vision. Oh my god, that's crazy, right? Heat vision sees through smoke, and psi vision uses the psi power to sense through walls and stuff. That's crazy. Now, the mods don't have support for that yet. They have to go back in and give the units that ability, right? But if you want to if you want to keep more current with the executable, you can find that here in his thread. So keep an eye on that. I highly recommend it. Okay, so my folder got copied in there. XCOM Files is here. It only has XCOM Extended Plus. That's Meridian's. And this is from August 13th, so it's not the most current version. The XCOM Files README is right here. You can get some more information on the mod itself. What does it do? Why is it made? How to install it? It's pretty amazing. And finally, this is it right here. He's already got the user folder here with mods, the XCOM files right there. That's all the data from the mod itself. So this is kind of a self-contained package. We'll see the same thing again in X-PirateZ. Let's go ahead and launch this up. It's again saying, I don't know this program, but let's run it anyway. And it's right. So here's the trick. I'm glad we came up with this, because you'd come up with the same thing. I should have read his README, because his README will tell us. Let's check out the README. OpenXcom Extended version. Now let's check out the XCOM Files README. Yeah, we just have that open, right? it's going to tell us how to install it. Unpack the mod, then copy the files from our UFO defense folder. That's the first thing we did, right? So we're going to go back to that folder and copy those into there. A simple mistake that's easy to make, but it's easy to correct as well. So I'm going to get that folder open and we'll copy those in. Okay, so we were at C. I'm just going to type in through the path again too. You can copy and paste that from the other locations as I mentioned before. And we're going to go Steam. And then we're going to go Steam Apps. Steam Apps. Common. We're going to go XCOM Enemy UFO Defense. That's what we want. UFO Defense. We want to come in to the XCOM folder. I want to grab Geograph to Units, skipping the 2 executables, which is fine. And we're going to copy those into the UFO folder. Copy them, not move them. Okay. So they are copying. Now, we interrupt this installation to bring you news that one of the things we forgot to do as we did this is to install the universal patch files. I don't know if Slayer Scorch has already done this or not, but it doesn't hurt to try. So let's just grab our universal patch. We've downloaded it. It's on the OpenXcom.org downloads page, and I'm going to copy those into UFO really quickly. And actually, I'll pull that up quickly in the downloads page over here under extras, the universal patch. That's where you get that. And the new nightly installer includes the universal patch already because XCOM Files uses OpenXcom Extended Plus, and you have to copy in the original files already. I just think it might be a good idea to patch them. I haven't run into any problems, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Okay, here we go. We're replacing the files, and that is very simple. Let's try this again here, see what happens. Okay, there we are. We fired up. Again, we have the same silly little, display version. We have the same display resolution, but that's just due to starting a brand new config file. Alright, I'm gonna turn the music down, and I'm gonna change the video to, let's say, resizable. Let's just go 1280 by 720. 720, and click OK, and there we go. Click yes here. That's good. And there we are. We're OpenXcom Extended 3.1. Now in the options and mods, we have XCOM Enemy Unknown, UFO Defense. We have the XCOM Files. It's not started yet, so let's turn it on. From a humble UN agency, the paramilitary superpower that we know in the vein of the 1990s sci-fi paranoia TV series and the 80s. Well, that runs off the page, but I'm sure it's great text. Okay, we're going to click that. It's firing up OpenXcom Extended Plus 3.2, the August 13th version, and it's loading the mod. Now we see we are on the XCOM Files version 0.0.1. Now, we know we downloaded a more current version. This just hasn't been updated. But that's fine, and if we started a new game, we would be off and running, putting our base down and everything else. Base. We go into our base, we see our things, we now have agents. We can look at our agents. We've only got 2 and a car. Say what? That little red thing is our car? This should be interesting. Anyway, great mod. I invite you to check it out. Okay, so we are also we are also going to download Pirates and do the same again. This is going to be amazing. So I'm going to go to the openxcom.org/forum. Let's just go to the top of the site there so we get a feel for what it's like. You'll see there's stuff about OpenXcom, contributions, modding, and experiments, and released mods. You'll see under release mods there's a child board for Pirates Extended and Area 51. So both of these have great information. Pirates Extended is right here. So there's a couple things. A main thread that has basically collaboration, discussion about the mod itself, the different versions that come out, and the first post always has updated information about the mod. Also, you can see that there's 216 pages worth of this thread. The other thing here we have is the latest download link, tech tree viewer, Bootypedia, which is a UFOpedia wiki, link to that. So let's go to the first page here. We can see right here we've got the mod, and we've got a changelog. Is there anything else we need to see down here? The changelog goes on and on and on, and that's about it. So let's go ahead and hit this one up. This one's on Google Drive instead of the Mediafire site, which is fine. Another location to download from. We're going to download this. This is a RAR, so we'll download that. It's a .rar. Okay, you can download it anyway. Google Drive does complain about this because it's bigger than what it can virus scan for us, but that's okay. We've got our own virus scanners. We're going to download that, and then basically we're going to do the same thing again. We are going to put it in our documents folder, and you'll notice we didn't create a new OpenXcom folder this time. The OpenXcom folder that would have the user information didn't get built in here because there's already one in the mod. So this one right here has downloaded. I'm sorry, I haven't bought a copy of WinRAR. I know. Okay, but really, OpenXcom Pirates. Shift drag, copy it in there. That's great. Let it copy. And while it's copying, I've got the little progress bar. We'll let this cook here. Okay, the files have completed. I'm going to close this folder here. I'm going to go ahead and open up my OpenXcom Pirates folder. And let's copy those guys in to the UFO folder. Let them do their thing. They're copying in.
Okay, once again, I'm cutting in here to show installing the universal patch files for our Pirates install. Copying those over. Let them cook, and now it will be patched, replacing all of the 226 files in that location.
And you'll see that this mod also has a user folder with a couple things in it. It also has a number of mods in itself located within it, so that's cool. It also has its own config file. You may want to change some of the settings, like this one has debug turned on, but that's kind of up to you. It's up to your play style. Again, more info, run anyway. Okay, here we have Pirates. This one opened up in the other window again for me. I needed to change the resolution down to get it running, but here we go. Let's just fire up a new game because we can. I'll finish this off with Modpack. And we'll take a look at our hideout here. We've got an airbus for a car. We've got an extractor, a still. We've got different stuff here. New hands. Take a look at the Bootypedia because it's pretty amazing, the stuff that's going on there. Our fight, our origins, Black Market, and Jackstown. Just some great stuff here. So this is an amazing mod. I do recommend it. I will say it is not safe for work. There is quite a bit of pixelated lack of clothing in this thing, but if you can get over that, it can be a lot of fun. Okay, so that is OpenXcom Extended. OpenXcom Extended Plus X-PirateZ.
I had already recorded a whole video on how to install the Nightlies the manual way. So I'll probably leave that in, put that at the end of this video. Let's go ahead and get started.
Greetings and salutations, this is Ivan Dogovich. I'm bringing a video today on how to install OpenXcom Nightlies. I've been asked to put together a tutorial a number of times, and I had a little bit of time to do just a one-off recording, and I thought, why not do this? Let's get it down for posterity, and it may help some folks out there, and that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm going to show you how to install the Nightly version. We'll work through the Nightly, we'll apply the universal patch. We will also work on getting in the XCOM files and the Terror from the Deep files if you have those. We'll also look at where to put your save games if you want to put those in from the original. So let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to OpenXcom.org. So I have a Chrome browser open, openxcom.org. You can type the whole thing, and I've been there once, so it's already got it in my bar here. So what we want to do is click on the downloads button on the right side, and that takes us over here to a screen. And the first thing you see is Milestone, and the current Milestone is 1.0. Let's talk about that for a second. This was created over 2 years ago, and the way that development has progressed on OpenXcom is that 1.0 is a working copy, and it's pretty easy to install. The issue with the Milestone of 1.0 is that it's stuck 2 years ago, and a lot has happened to OpenXcom since then. Many features that have been included, many bugs in the original version and in that Milestone version have been fixed since then, and they are available in the Nightlies. And we're going to click on the Nightlies tab, and this brings us to a new screen, and this is what we're going to work with. Now what happens is, every so often as the developers are working, they will publish a new Nightly once a major commit has happened. And you can see that there's a couple, there's one from the 20th, there's a few from the 18th, August 18th. Here we're looking at back to August 7th is available on this screen. So, well, we're going to want to use the latest Nightly. And when you're using Nightlies, you want to kind of keep track of the various stuff that goes on. If there's sometimes there is, they'll say something is fixed, you probably want to download a recent one. So one of the things it says here is the installer is not included, and you need a copy. You have to copy the original data yourself. So this is the only hang-up with doing these type of installs. You just have to be able to copy files around, and if you can open File Explorer, and all of this says I'm doing this for Windows, so, and I'm running Windows 10, but you can do this on any version of Windows. So all this is on Windows 10, and I can't speak real clearly to how to install for Mac or Ubuntu or other Linux variants, and there are some of those available, which is why they have these nice icons. And there are builds that are made of some variants of Linux. If you're a Linux user, there are instructions around, and you can find a way to do it. And if you're a Linux user, often it's easier for you to make your own builds for your exact variant of Linux. However, let's get back to the Windows install. What does it say? Yeah, that's all it says. It's just the Windows thing. So we're going to download the latest one, but I want to also click on this installation frequently asked questions. I'm going to middle click it so it opens in a new window. And here we have the installations frequently asked questions. This is really what I want everybody to realize. The resources are right here to explain everything you need to get this done. Okay, so what are milestones and nightlies? This explains it all as I've kind of explained it. What are the data and user folders? And this also kind of works through what things are for for 1.0, the Milestone, and what are Nightlies. A comment here, eventually to be used for version 2.0. 2.0 will come sometime. It'll be good because it'll be easier to install again, hopefully. But if not, this is what the current build is working towards. So the information that's in this video most likely will be applicable to 2.0, and if not, it will definitely work until we get a 2.0 out. Okay, and just for giggles, whenever 2.0 comes out, if I've got time, hopefully I'll be able to record a video for that too. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to download a couple things. We need to download, first of all, the Nightly. So I'm just going to click on that, and it's going to start downloading. Here it is, downloading in Chrome. 6 megabytes, whopping 6 megabytes. That's a big one. And then the extras. We want to get one more thing here. We want to get the XCOM Universal Patch. What this does is it patches some of the original files, mostly their maps and things like that, where there are some broken pieces here and there. This patch has been around forever, and it's something that you should use if you have, if you playing even OpenXcom, the Steam version, you should use the patch because that's not there. And then if you do have another version, say from floppy disks or some other version of the program, you should use it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open both of these. And so that's in there. That's my patch, and that's my my OpenXcom Nightly. Now, what I need to do is, let's look at this installation really quick here. So, Nightlies. How do you install OpenXcom? Just extract the zip to your install location and copy the original XCOM resources to the appropriate folders. Right there. That's as simple as it is. Now, we're going to put this, let's go ahead and minimize this here. I do have some windows open here. Let's see here. I've got, in my documents folder over here, I've got a folder where I'm going to install Nightly, and I've called it OXCE Nightly. So I'm going to open that one up, and then I'm going to grab the one that's the Nightly, and this is the one right here. It says Git Master. I don't know if I can move this or not. Okay, let's just open it. So this right here, OpenXcom. Drag this over to your OXCE Nightly, and you could drop this directly in the documents folder. I like to have a separate folder or whatever. It's decent. Now, when I open this up, it's already got the OpenXcom executable. This is from the, what was the date on that? The 20th. And it's got some readmes, some text, etc. This is all good stuff. You can look at these if you need to. Now I'm going to go back to the installation FAQ. Okay, frequently asked questions. So now we've done that, let's go ahead and copy your XCOM UFO defense data to the UFO subfolder. That's this one here. And you should apply the universal patch afterwards. So where is that stuff? Now, there is a link here. Here we go. Where are the data and user folders? And so here is a great link in this installation FAQ. It tells us where the directory locations are. This is important. So I'm going to open that in a new tab. Where did it go? Let's open this in a new tab, and it's going to fire up. It opens up actually on GitHub, which is where the project is being created and modified. If you are a coder, this can be a very useful tool to you. So this is the actual, all of the project right here is in Super. He's the author of OpenXcom. an amazing guy, great developer who works with a team of awesome developers to work on OpenXcom. But it's an open source project, so if you want to get into it, you are welcome to join in. Okay, let's just move on really quick here. Let's get to installing. Now, OpenXcom requires a copy of vanilla copy of the XCOM resources from either or both of the original games. If you only own games on Steam, here's where you can find those. So we're gonna browse to these locations. Well, actually, I have it open already in one. So one of the ways you can do this is I'm just gonna go C, and then I'm gonna go programs, and this is an 86 folder. I'm gonna go Steam, and Windows is helping me out here. I'm going to go Steam Apps, which is this one. Then I'm going to go Common. And then I'm going to go XCOM UFO Defense. And in the XCOM folder, that matches the path that we're given. Now, we want to grab pretty much everything below the game folders. These are your save game folders. We'll look at those in a minute. I'm going to grab everything to there that's in caps down to units. Now, I just want to verify because that that does tell us what we need. So let's compare it. This will work. Okay, we want to grab Geograph, the languages. Let's see. Here we go. So we want to grab Geograph, Geodata, Maps, Routes, Sound, Terrain, Unigraph, etc. We don't need these two UFO EXE. If you pull them in there, they don't matter. But these are the ones that we need. So we're going to grab those. This information is right there in the FAQ, so it's super easy. Okay, now that I've selected all of the files I'm going to copy, we're going to just put them here in the UFO folder. There's also a README, which is right here, and it actually tells us again what all of the things need, what all the folders we need from the individual game if we want them. So those are all here. We're going to go ahead and just shift drag and copy it. This is actually control drag, sorry. We're copying these over. I'm not going to move them, and I'll leave the copy back in my Steam. So those are there now, which is awesome. And what I need to do now is to get the patch, the universal patch, and to install that. I'm going to basically do the same thing. You'll notice that some of the folders are the exact same names, and the patch will tell us what we need to do: install, extract into your OpenXcom folder, overriding every file. So basically, we're going to put it right here. Do the same thing. I'm going to copy all this out here. We're going to let it go, and it's going to prompt me here in a second. Replace the files. Yes, I do want to replace the files. So there's the file copy. That's complete. Now I have a patched version of OpenXcom. This is pretty cool. While I'm at it, because I have Terra from the Deep, and it's fully supports Terra from the Deep, I want to go ahead and install that too. So we're basically going to do the same thing. I'm here in my Steam folder. I'm opening Terra from the Deep. I go to TFD, and then I copy these in. So basically, down to there, I'm going to skip my EXEs. I'm going to skip the game subfolders. These are my save games. I'm going to skip them for now. And I'm going to copy these in. Let's just double click that README and verify that NIMS, flop, geodata, geograph, maps, route, terrain, etc. And that's all going exactly where I want it to. I am going to show you how to copy our save games into these locations. But we've been doing a little bit of copying now. Let's actually see if we can get this stuff to work. So all we have to do is browse back up to here, OpenXcom, and this is an important step. Actually, you do want to launch OpenXcom, because it's going to, the first time it runs, it's going to create some folders and some files. So we want to do that. If you get a question asking if you want to run it, you just click info and do run anyway. It won't ask you again. So this is launching OpenXcom right on in all of its original glory with its original resolution, and it tells us right here what version it is, and we're getting a little bit of the original animation and the original intro, etc., which is cool, but we're going to skip that. So I'm just clicking there. Here we go. We are at 1.0, which is Milestone. Git is the nightly because it's coming from GitHub. And then August 20th at 17:16 is the thing. So here we are. We've got this. If I want to load a game, I have no save games in there. If I go with the original OpenXcom or the original, I don't have any. So let's cancel that. We've done this here now. Just for giggles, because I like to have this a little bigger. I want to let's go to 1280 by 720. That's a decent resolution. I like the aspect, and it's a good recording resolution. Okay, so from there I'm going to click OK, and we'll keep that. I'll do a couple other things here. I like to change the scale over to half display and half display. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, I like that. Just feels not as chunky to me. Okay, but now I'm actually going to quit. So from here, I'll have these instructions in the description below. I'll have links. A couple things I wanted to close off with. First of all, what do you do if you get stuck? Well, the easiest thing to do is just start over. Go back to the documents folder where you started everything. If you installed it in OpenXcom Nightly like I did, just delete the folder. Start again. It's no problem. Same thing with any of these. And again, noting where the user folder is so you know where to put mods, that's important to know. And know that your options config can be something that may cause little issues. For example, this Pirates, when I launched it, it opened with Dioxide settings from his OpenXcom config, and he has it full screen windowed and a bigger resolution and all that thing. If I had simply deleted OpenXcom's this options.config, when the game launches, it creates a new one for you. So that's good to know. Okay, the other thing. Here I am. I have gone to the website, and the first thing I did was I installed the Milestone version 1.0. What do? Delete the Milestone version. It's going to probably, when the installer runs, it's going to want to put it in your program files or somewhere else. You can tell it where to put it. Just go and wipe it out. Come into the users documents folder, wherever you've got that, wipe it out. Start again. The nightlies don't need Milestone, and the Milestone is old enough that it will just mess things up. So wipe out that build and just download the nightly, copy in the files from your original game, the UFO files or the Terror from the Deep if you want to play that. Pull in the patch files, fire it up, and then you're off and running. If you want to install more mods, feel free to do that. In fact, with Pirates, when I run Pirates, I actually run more mods than this. I've got a Flappy Parrot mod that animates the parrot. I've got some other mod. I've got a defense contracting mod, which makes making money less painful at the end game. Just some other mods. There's other mods available for Pirates. You can find them in the forum threads. But you can mix and match. Your results may vary with mods. If you install a few mods, you play with them, add another mod, something breaks, back out of it. And then if you run into problems and you reinstalled once and you tried everything, pop into the forums. Ask somebody for help. People will love to help you out. Anyway, I hope this has been helpful for you. I will have some links here available for you to check out some videos from some great folks highlighting some of these mods, and also resources for you to look at. There'll be links in the description below. If you found this video helpful, feel free to leave a like and leave a comment. It helps get it noticed when other people are looking for help, like maybe you did. And I hope you didn't watch the whole thing, because maybe it was more information and too many varieties than you needed, but it's here for posterity, and the navigation should help get things through this. I've been Ivan Dogovich, and I've been happy to bring a tutorial on how to install the Nightlies for you. I hope you have enjoyed this, and we'll see you again, hopefully, with OpenXcom version 2.0 Milestone. Cheers!